So earlier we used to have normal phones, then we had the Pro variants, then we had the Pro Max, and now we have the Pro Plus variants. This is the Realme 9 Pro Plus, which we've already reviewed, and this is the all-new Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus. 5G. Yeah, both are 5G. That's a very long name. But anyway, let's leave the nomenclature apart. Of course, this video is all about comparing these two devices and understanding which device makes more sense for you guys. Now, of course, it goes without saying that there is a price difference of rupees 5,000 between both the devices. So you might expect the Realme 9 Pro Plus to perform better. But is that really the case? Or does Redmi offer an immense value for money? Let's find out. This is Varun from GTR and let's jump right into it. Alright, so kicking things off, let's start by talking about the design here. Now, already because of its form factor and its size, the Realme feels far more ergonomic here because it's a smaller, more compact device. It's also lighter and fits a bit better in my hand. Now, Redmi is bigger and bolder, and the flat edges here make it look premium in its own way. Both the devices have a bit of a flashy back, though Realme takes it up a notch with its glittery finish. And to be honest, Realme has a lot of fingerprints on its back as well. Now, I'm not saying that Redmi does not get fingerprint smudges, but it's far less in comparison to the Realme 9 Pro Plus. Now, both the devices come with Gorilla Glass 5 protection, so that's good. Alright, so in terms of connectivity, the Redmi device offers you a hybrid SIM slot with an IR blaster and a 3.5mm headphone jack. While on the Realme 9 Pro Plus, you get a dual SIM card slot with no support for SD card expansion and a 3.5 headphone jack. Also, both the devices are 5G enabled and both the devices support 7 5G bands. So yeah, as far as design goes, I think obviously looks are subjective, so you can pick what kind of a look matters more to you. As far as in-hand ergonomics go, I would pick Realme over here simply because, well, it's lighter, fits better, and while the flat edges do make Redmi look premium, I personally do prefer these curves here. Alright, so next up, let's talk about the displays. Now, Realme offers a 6.4-inch Super AMOLED 90Hz panel, while Redmi offers a 6.67-inch Super AMOLED panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. And they both come with a 360Hz touch sampling rate. Now, Redmi's panel is a bit brighter, but that is not to say that it's better. See, here's the thing. While both the devices support wideband L1, HDR isn't supported on Netflix on either. However, Realme does allow you to play HDR content on YouTube. On the other hand, Redmi can't even play 2K or 4K footage on YouTube, and there is no support for HDR either. Now, I am not blaming Redmi for that. That is a limitation of the chipset, the Snapdragon 695 that comes in it. In fact, you can read about it on the Qualcomm's specs page as well, where they have clearly highlighted that the 695 can only output at 1080p. So yeah, on paper, Redmi has the better display. However, it is definitely limited by its processor's capabilities. Now, would I still pick Redmi's panel over Realme? Well, if display size matters to me, yes. Also, the smoothness of 120Hz is noticeable to me, so yes. Also, the slight brightness here does matter to me, so once again, Redmi wins in all of those factors. Of course, the display segment is aided by the audio department and you get stereo speakers on both the devices. Now, one thing that I would like to quickly highlight is that while you get a top grille here on the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus, that is not actually the secondary speaker. In fact, the phone uses the earpiece as a second speaker. Shouldn't make a difference for the end user. You still get a loud volume, and to be honest, both the devices sound equally good, equally rich, so no complaints on either devices. Alright, so next up, let's talk about the cameras. And honestly, there's just the difference in the primary sensor. Realme offers a 50MP primary sensor with OIS, while Redmi offers a flagship 108MP sensor. Other than that, both the phones offer an 8MP ultra-wide sensor with a 2MP macro sensor, and up front, they both have a 16MP shooter. In daylight, both the phones are really good. Now, Realme tends to click warmer images that feel slightly saturated, while Redmi tends to add a contrasty look to the natural colors. In our testing, we found that HDR is overall better on the Realme 9 Pro Plus. However, we have seen instances where it can be inconsistent at times. Now, moving on to selfies, once again, they are better on Realme. Portrait mode works fine on both, but Redmi does not have HDR support for portraits. And finally, for low light shots, even without the night mode, Realme has far better details. and far better results. With the night mode turned on, it's in a league of its own. The OIS sensor here really does wonders, especially for low light. Moving along for videos. Alright, so we're recording 1080p 30 fps footage from the Realme 9 Pro Plus, which is on my left side, and the Xiaomi Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus, which is on my right side. Now, interestingly, already you can see that thanks to its OIS sensor, Realme's footage is a lot more smoother here. Also, it's worth pointing out that Realme does support 60 fps recording as well, while the Redmi only goes till 30 fps. And even in 30 fps, I think Realme is doing a much better job here. The videos look far more smoother. I think the HDR also looks better on Realme, at least at the time of recording, and from what I can make out from the phone's displays. Of course, let me know down there in the comments below what you guys think of the video footage. But yeah, as far as I can tell, at least by looking at the phone's displays right now, the HDR and the overall stability, and yeah, basically all in all, Realme's footage is just much better in comparison. So we're recording 1080p 30 fps selfie footage from the Realme 9 Pro Plus, which is on my left side, and the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus, which is on my right side. And one thing to note already is that Redmi's frame is a lot more cropped in, so yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. In terms of HDR, well, turns out that Redmi is doing a tad bit better job here. Actually, not that bit. I think you just saw the difference on my skin tones during that HDR frame. So yes, Redmi has the advantage there. But in this frame, when the light is falling on my face, I think Redmi is doing a more contrasty shot, while Realme has, like, the phone on the left side, which is the Realme 9 Pro Plus, has better colors here. So yeah, I think it's an equal match. Both phones excel in some areas, but yeah, with like the Realme 9 Pro Plus, the HDR performance, not good. So yeah, on the whole, in the camera department, Realme easily takes the win, and that just goes to establish that megapixels aren't the deciding factor always. 50 MP is far better thanks to its OIS feature as compared to 108 MP. Alright, so next up, let's talk about the performance. The Realme 9 Pro Plus offers the Dimensity 925G processor, while the Redmi comes with the Snapdragon 695 processor. Now, they're both UFS 2.2 based, and overall the performance is, well, pretty good on both the devices. Of course, in benchmarks and day-to-day performance, Realme is the downright winner here, but once again, that is something that you do expect considering the price bump. And Realme also offers better gaming performance with support for HDR or Ultra or Smooth Plus Extreme in BGMI, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus only supports Smooth Plus Ultra or HD Plus high settings. Also, Realme allows you to choose for 2, 3 or 5 GBs of virtual RAM, while Redmi only does for 3 GB of RAM. Personally, I don't really care about it. Why? Check this video out here. Virtual RAM is not something that I recommend users to actually enable. And like I said, while they both offer 360Hz touch sampling rate, gaming performance is better on Realme thanks to the more powerful processor. Now, both the devices do heat up almost equally, but Realme has a smoother gameplay thanks to its settings. So yeah, honestly speaking, while Redmi has 120Hz of refresh rate on its panel, it is severely, like I said, restricted by its processor. In that kind of scenario, I would any day pick 90Hz or with a processor that can actually output at 90 Hz. Of course, software plays a crucial role when it comes to performance, and Realme offers Realme UI 3.0, which is based on Android 12, while Redmi offers MIUI 13 based on Android 11. Now, while they both have the latest versions of their custom skins, Redmi is still based on Android 11, which is a shame. Now, they said that they will roll out a new update soon based on Android 12, but we haven't received an exact timeline on that. Lastly, there's the battery life. Realme has a 4500 mAh battery with 60 watts of charging, while Redmi offers a bigger 5000 mAh battery with a bit faster 67 watts of fast charging. Now, this is the one department where Redmi clearly wins. It offers a bigger battery, faster charging, and yeah, I mean, there are no complaints whatsoever. Of course, I'm not saying that Realme has a bad battery or something. It's just in comparison, Redmi does shine here. Which brings us to the pricing. Now, both the phones have 3 different storage variants available, 6 plus 128, 8 plus 128 and 8 plus 256 GB, and you can see the prices on your screen right now. Broadly speaking, they have a difference of 4 to 5,000 between them. So which device makes more sense? Obviously, it goes without saying that Realme 9 Pro Plus is the clear winner here. Sure, the display is slightly inferior in comparison to the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus, but to be honest, the processor here does make full usage of that display. Everything here is pretty good. The camera is really good. The display works very well if you don't mind 90 Hz. The brightness could have been a bit better, but still nothing to be super critical about, at least in comparison to this. Obviously, the performance here is pretty good, and yeah, overall, it's a great device. However, one thing that does come in mind is that jumping from 20,000 to 25,000, that's a straight away 25% price increase. That might not be a luxury available to everyone. So, should you buy the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus? Well, individually, it's still a great device, but the only limiting factor here, from what we've seen, is the chipset here. Which is why I feel that instead of comparing it with the 9 Pro Plus, a lot of folks might be interested in comparing this with the Xiaomi 11i, which is more or less the same package but with a Dimensity 920 processor, the same one that powers this one. So make sure that you're subscribed to our channel, because that comparison will be coming very, very soon. As for now, well, I would suggest waiting for a bit. And well, that was it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to let us know by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more awesome tech content. Till then, this is Vaman from GTR, and I'll see you in the next one.